Are you struggling with maintaining a comfortable violin hold while playing? In today's video, I'm going to talk about the violinist setup, which is a combination of the chin rest and shoulder rest. Hello and welcome. I'm Ariadne and this is Mindful Strings, where I teach you how to learn the violin on your own time and love your every practice. If you're ready to shave years off of your violin learning journey and play the music you love, let's get started. So you may have noticed that every violin will have a chin rest attached to it, and very often there is some kind of a shoulder rest that goes with it. There are certainly violinists that have chosen to play without a shoulder rest completely. The reason I'm not a huge fan of introducing the violin without the shoulder rest is because most people do not have the stature that will comfortably support holding the violin without the shoulder rest altogether. I'll show you myself as an example. I want the violin not to interfere with my posture in any way. In other words, I want my spine to be completely upright and I want my shoulders to be even in a neutral position without any excess tension in my neck or the shoulders. In order to achieve that, I keep the violin at a 45-degree angle from my center, and the only thing I do is turn my head slightly towards the scroll. This sets me up in a way that allows to comfortably play for extended periods of time and actually progress faster because I'm not dealing with all the tension in the way. If you see how I'm holding the violin right now, you'll notice there's all this space between my body and the instrument. So the only way to combat that right now would really be to raise the shoulder and pinch down with my head, which is going to prevent my left arm from being able to move freely, not to mention the pain you will eventually experience in your body as a result. So the question is, how do you pick something that works for you? There are so many different chin rests out there on the market and quite a few different shoulder rests available. So it is a little bit of a guessing game, and you might have to try a few different ones before you truly find the setup that works well. I will tell you, however, that many violinists go through several different setups throughout their learning and performing career. That's completely normal. Sometimes a setup that is comfortable at first may change as your technique improves or as you find your body is changing. The chin rest that works for me at the moment is the chin rest that actually came with this violin. It's been on it for what I imagine is decades. It actually is a very common model that was used in the Soviet Union. I believe it's a German design. It's a center-mounted chin rest, which does primarily go to the side of the tailpiece with a bit of an arch going here. I like it because, if you look closely, it has kind of quite a dip here. I like this angle because it gives my jawline something to grab onto. When I do have my shoulder rest on to fill that gap, I can very comfortably let go with my left hand, use the weight of my head without tightening up my neck to have the violin on the shoulder without any extra support. The reason that this is important is because when you are shifting positions, you need to be able to give the job of holding the violin completely to the weight of the head. It's not that way all the time. Holding the violin is kind of a dynamic between the arm and this area right here. I say shoulder, but it's not really the shoulder. It's more like the clavicle and, of course, your head once again. There are other types of shoulder rests that are in the center. So quite a few of my students, I will try on the violin. I'll look at how the angle is working out with their height, their neck length, their arm length, and sometimes it looks like they need the chin rest to be exactly in the middle. If you think about it, if you want the violin to be closer to the center this way, then it makes sense for the chin rest to be in the middle of the violin. So if I pretend that my chin rest is there, the angle of the violin now changes. If I move it back, it goes this way. So you see, it's kind of a matter of what's the optimal angle for you. I notice with a lot of the younger kids, I intuitively end up switching to the centered chin rest, and come to think of it, I think it's often because of their arm length, especially with really young children when the proportion of their body is not that of an adult just yet. There are also chin rests that are actually adjustable in height and angle. I'm going to link some of these products down in the description box. Usually the best thing to do is to experiment and try a few of them. If you have a local string shop, you could go to the store and ask them to allow you to try a few different chin rests and shoulder rests. I will briefly show you this chin rest on my other violin. This is kind of like the most classic design you'll see on a lot of instruments that are available for rent or for sale. I believe this is called the Guarneri model. It's not very tall. It's got quite a big space here, which I personally don't really need it. I can play with this chin rest at this point with a shoulder rest. I've actually noticed it over the years. It matters a little bit less to me what the setup is, I think, because of the work that I've done, and perhaps my ability to adapt has improved as well. But anyway, the issue here for me is that it doesn't have quite a bit of a ledge, and the piece that's going over the tailpiece is quite thin, so it a little bit defeats the point of being there for my purposes, because if I put my face here, my chin is likely to press on the tailpiece. I don't use this violin a whole lot, so this is what I pulled out of the drawer and slapped on it. So at some point perhaps I will change it. Let's talk about shoulder rests. One of the very common brands is called Everest. It's a plastic shoulder rest with a bit of an adjustment in the width. It has a foam layer. It has a bit of a curve. Honestly, a lot of my students start with this one. It works for most people. The one gripe I have with it is that the legs are very short. And I don't mind that so much for the leg that's on the left side, closer to the shoulder, but I really have most of my students replace the leg that's down here because it just does not allow enough support to keep the violin at the right angle for a lot of people. I'll show you what that looks like. So once again, it's fine. I can deal with it. Here it is. I have it adjusted to the right height, and it's not terrible, but I will show you in a second that the shoulder rest I use on a daily basis actually has quite a taller leg. The other thing about this one is that it does not pivot. So in other words, you cannot change the angle of it at all, which can be a problem for some people. If you are interested in a changeable angle and generally in a highly adjustable shoulder rest, then Bon Musica is your friend. It has a very long body that is flexible. You can bend this piece of metal. You can make it longer or shorter. It's very hardily made. The legs are, this is not its native leg, it's borrowing a leg from a Kuhn shoulder rest, but the native legs are made of metal and are very long, which is excellent because it gives you a lot of options. So it fits on me like so. And I actually really do like that you can, if needed, pivot it. You can pivot it here in this direction. And in other words, if you're holding up the violin and sometimes the shoulder rest will look like it's sticking up this way, all you got to do is just turn it a bit and it's going to lie flush against you. A shoulder rest with similar traits is a Wolf. It's also bendable. As you see, it's a lot shorter and simpler in its design. It doesn't have quite as much to give as far as curving around your shoulder, but it does have highly adjustable height of legs as well as this pivoting as well. So again, it's definitely worth a try. It provides pretty good support. It's got a nice cushion. So if your local shop has it, check it out. So the shoulder rest I'm using right now is by this brand Kuhn, which is a very popular brand for shoulder rests for violin and viola. They make a few different models. It's very lightweight. It's plastic and foam. But I will say this particular shoulder rest is a little bit of a Frankenstein. It's actually a viola shoulder rest with a bent short leg. The claws on it, the legs are put on in such a way to make it narrow enough to fit on the violin. If you don't feel confident about just holding your violin with one hand and slapping on the shoulder rest, I have made a video showing you exactly how you can do it without dropping your violin. But anyway, this is the angle of the shoulder rest I use. And the angle matters because you want this side of the shoulder rest to remain in the space between your neck and the shoulder joint. You don't want it to be on the joint. You don't want it to be too close to the edge because it's just not going to be very comfortable and stable. So at the moment, I am using this combination of things. I have used the shoulder rest with different chin rests, and once I tried this one, I kind of liked it, and it's working pretty well for me. I have played on the Violin Kuhn shoulder rest, and I can't say that I loved them. I think that I always struggled with them a little bit, and this was a very long time ago. It's possible that it would be different now if I had simply extended the right side leg, which at the time I don't think I've tried that. By the way, as a side note, I wanted to let you know that I'm very excited to open up a waitlist for my online violin course for beginners. So if you are at all interested in that, please go ahead and find the link down in the description below to join that waitlist. All right, so last but not least is a very interesting shoulder rest design by Albert Markov. It's called a Markov Resonant. Here's a close-up of it. It's made of wood. It has stretchy band and it has these rubber legs. The purpose behind this design is to allow the instrument to resonate as much as it possibly can, because it is said that the shoulder rests that clamp on the body of the violin may hinder its resonance and sound production. I have been experimenting with this, and I can tell under my ear that there is a slight change in the sound with my instrument in particular. I will be spending more time with it so I can post a fuller review of this particular shoulder rest, but I just wanted to show it to you because it is in my collection now. I will say that me personally, I would either once again need a little bit more support on this side, or perhaps a taller chin rest. So one of the things on my list right now is to get a different chin rest that is adjustable in the angle and height. This is one of the ones that I have a link down to below. One of my students discovered it, and I'm kind of eager to try it. There's a chance that if there is a chin rest that can compensate for the lack of height here, this would potentially work. I will say that it's hard and it runs into my collarbone a little bit, so I've had to put something soft here. A cloth will do, so something like this. And I know I said last but not least, but I will actually show you the shoulder rest, or rather a shoulder pad that I used as a kid. That I used as a kid growing up in St. Petersburg, Russia. In the early mid-90s, there were not really shoulder rests that widely available. So the parents were instructed to make one with kind of a thick piece of paper and cotton balls inside. And the way it works is you put the strap around the chin rest. It lands on the other side of the violin like so. And kind of fills the gap there. Once again, I now don't really find that stable enough for myself, but I know that there's many amazing professional violinists who perform regularly with something very similar to this, and it works for them. So once again, it's a very individual thing. If you are disappointed that I was not able to provide you the exact formula to finding what works for you, try to use as a guidance what I had said earlier, is that you just want to try and make the instrument fit your body and not the other way around. If you're starting with just the instrument itself and you can kind of find what seems to be a good angle for your arms, it's kind of like, having your arms up with a dance partner, and then try to fill in the gaps with the chin rest and the shoulder rest. Spend a few days or a week playing with it, and if you feel that there is extra fatigue or pain anywhere, then you might have to make adjustments. And I will say that a proper setup may not be perfectly comfortable from day one. That is another kind of tricky thing about experimenting with this. If you've already played around with chin rests and shoulder rests and have questions, please write me in the comments down below. I hope this was at least a little bit helpful. Happy mindful practicing, and I'll see you next time.